Hey, Ressio users. Today I'm going to go over the budget summary and an overview. First, let's take a look. You want to make sure that you're on your project, and then you're going to go to the project tab over here on the left-hand side. Quickly to go over navigation before digging into these columns. You can collapse and expand with these two arrows here at the top left, or top right, my apologies. Then you have your view summary, which we'll go over at the end. Top right is our new invoice. You can always add by amount and from changes and actuals. Just to point out, this is a cost plus project that I built here. Might be a little bit different with fixed price. And before I even go further, I just want to point out that the budget is very important because it's the true cost of the job and anything that is influencing that cost. So getting familiar with this budget is really important and keeping, everything in one place. So as we move on, over here on the right-hand side, you'll see this columns, which you can pull out into a drawer. And if you want to see certain things or you're a little overwhelmed, you can click things on and off and it will change. And you can also move these columns however you would like, kind of like a spreadsheet. So as we go into the actual budget here, you want to focus on first this budget. So this original column is after the estimate has been locked. So meaning everything that happens on this project, anything that's been approved, revised, anything that's been completed is going to be used against that original price here. So this stays, this is the original, and then the changes move on from there. So staying in this green area, this is everything that's been approved by the client. You have revisions here. The committed is basically your POs, applied actuals, bills, expenses. So that's also good to know. And then, working your way across here, you can, also want to point this out. Completion status is here, work, and then what's been collected and what's projected. If you have more questions about these categories these columns, please reach out to your customer success coach and you can kind of dig deeper into that. So going over to this kind of light bluish color, this is your profit summary. So the profit for the job this is influenced by markups and anything that's projected profit. This is your profits from your original. You'll see that all here. This is anything that's applied here. Projected profit will show up in either green or red, depending on which way it's going. So I just want to point that out. And then moving over to your price summary, that's in pink. That's adding budget and the profit summaries together. So that's how we get this. And then your invoicing summary, that's going to keep track of all your invoices, which is super helpful. And that's going to show up there. And then over here, all the way to the right, you have your square feet. So something also I think is super helpful to see. You also have internal notes all the way far right over here. Lastly, I do want to point out the view summary. Let me go back really quick. So you can see this is kind of like your high level. So if you really want to see where you are without going through all these columns, click on this view summary. And you can expand this. So it's basically a breakdown of your budget and it's showing everything that we just went over, right? So you have your original price, your markups, your tax is all put here, and then your approved changes right now, there's none right here. So this project has not been moving very fast. And then you have your approved price, pending changes. So it's basically taking everything that's in these columns more detailed and putting it, in something very quickly. And then you can see the collected amount down here. The great thing about the budget, I just want to reiterate, is that you can make this as detailed or as simple as you want. That's up to you. And that's the beauty of this budget tab. Any further questions, please reach out to your customer success coach and hope you enjoy it. Thanks so much.